Hello everyone, it's Comfort Beach Ambesh and today we're going to learn about PHP date. So before we could get started, I would like to explain what this date function is. So we use date in PHP to format uh, time time interval to a current timestamp or to a given time interval. Okay, so now, what you just have to know here before you could get started is that we're going to be using PHP date function to format a certain date and time. Okay, so mostly when you hear anything like time, what comes into your mind is like the same date, like the same time that we use. Like okay, at this time I have this task to perform. Yeah, and when you hear anything like date, I'm pretty sure that what's coming on your mind is like a day of the month, year, something like that. Yeah, so that's exactly what you are going to be dealing with. So let's say in an instance whereby you are creating a web application and you want it to display the date of tomorrow, or you have a site with a footer, but you don't want it to be showing like how can I describe it, like copyright like 2023 uh facebook.com. Yeah, so you do wonder like how that happened. So mostly you just have to be calling the date and then you pass in the year to say okay, get the current year and then put it in here, rather than me updating each and every year to say copyright 2023 uh, site name, things like that. All right, so enough of the talking. Let's get to go to the code. Okay, so I already have my Visual Studio Code open here with this file named episode 16 php date.php. Okay, so now before we could get started, let's get to understand that date function. So a date function is PHP always starts like this. Always starts like this. You can say date, let's put it in a variable, date is equals to, and then you say date. So it just starts like this here. Now inside these parameter, we can pass in many parameters in here. Or yeah, we can pass in many parameters in here. Okay, so where's my notepad? Okay, so these are the parameters that we can pass in onto the data function inside here. So we do have d for, so we simply use, so we have these. Let me just explain them. Also have yeah, hours, mm, and then we also have s. We also have s, and we also have a, and we also have a. Okay, so these are the parameters that we, oh, sorry, and we also have I, we also have I. Okay, so these are the parameters that you can pass onto the date function. So D simply stand, we can use D to get the current day, like the specific day. Okay, we, so let me comment out to get the current day of of the current day. Let's just say the current day, and here uh this M is for month. Okay, let's just be doing them one by one. So if you want to get the current day, it is to pass in D like this. Okay, so now if I try to run my code here, so if I try, okay, let me echo. I did not echo. Let's, if we try to echo here, if we try to echo, we're going to find that it's going to display the current day. Okay, so today is showing 19. So if we try to check from my calendar here, today it's on the 19th. Okay, So this is how we display the current day. We go to M. So M, we use it to get the current month. So if I want to display the month, okay, so there are various date formatting here. Let me show you. Okay, the mostly used date formatting are these. Okay, I'll explain about this later. Okay, let's just continue with what you had already started. So M to display the current month. So you can just say full colon M. Okay, so it's going to display 19, the month, in the month of 7. And to get the current year, we could just say, we could just add this one. So another uh, full colon here, and then we just put Y, and then we're going to find that it's going to we have the current date of today. So today is 19/07/2023. If you want, you can put these slashes here if you want to. It doesn't matter. It just depends on how you'd like to format it. Yeah, so now I can explain on this formatting. So the mostly used date formatting are these. Date, the mostly used are these, where we start with date, month, and yeah. So I've already explained about these. This is the first one. The first one. Secondly, we do have date, and then with uh, D, date, day, month, and year. And the last one, so there are a number of them, but the mostly used are just these. These are the ones that you're going to find when you start working with the other developers. These are the mostly used, and the other one is date dot uh, month dot year. Yeah, so this is how we do it. So now let's go to I. So we simply use I to get the current minute. Like for instance here, today it's 19th July 2023. Now let's say if we want to get the time, like 10:07. So here current minute time. This one current hour of time. To get the current hour of time is current day of the month. Uh, okay, so for A, we could just simply uh, use it to display either PM or AM, after midnight or past midnight. That's something like that. Display either P PM or AM of the current time, the current time. Okay, so let's say we want to display something like Wednesday. So let's say like today's 19th, today's 19th July 2023, and the time is 10:08. So what you just have to do in here is to put some space, and then you say H for an hour. So this should give us 10. So if I try to refresh here, you see we have the date, the current date here, and the time. The time is 08 what? Okay, let's display the minutes. So we use I to display the minutes. So if I we have 8:09, which is true. 8:09. Let's also display the seconds. Seconds. So it's 08:09 33 seconds. So if I keep on refreshing, the seconds are changing. Okay. So that's how we do it. Okay, let's also display if it's AM or PM. Yeah, so uh we have the date here. Yeah, so we're good to go now. So we can separate these. Let's say in a scenario by we just want to display only the date and the time separately. So what I'm just going to say time is equals to and then date. I'm just going to put this in a separate variable, the timestamp. I'm just going to put the timestamp onto a separate variable. So if in case if you're wondering about what the timestamp is, so a timestamp is the current time at the specific instance. Like at now it's 10:10, it's 10:10 a.m. So that's the timestamp. Yeah. So B BR. Okay, I've concatenated it. So now let's say we want to display something like uh today, today's date is today's date is today's date. Okay, let's concatenate it. Today's date is, and then here let's say, and the time and the time is. Let's concatenate. So I'm just going to put this time. This time is so this time is just displaying. It's just displaying the time intervals here, the hour, minute, second, and either AM or PM. So here we have this date variable here, which is just displaying the properties of of the today's date. Okay, so today's date is okay, and the time is time. Okay, so it's 16. Why is it not displaying these changes? Today's date is okay. Let's just start with the time maybe. Then I'm just going to add a break here. BR. Okay. So the time is the time is 08:12:28 AM. Today's date is 19. So we have that. Okay. So that's about the date. So let's say now you want to display something. Like I'm going to give these a comment. So let's say you want to display like you have your site, and in your footer we have this W3 schools tab open here, and then they do have like copyright 1999 to 2023. So instead of you writing this manually, let's say in an instance whereby you want to you want to you want it to be updating automatically. So for that, you can just display to say echo uh, copyright copyright, you concatenate copyright date, you call it the date function. Copyright, you say you pass in the year to get the current year, and then you say site name to say which levels team, all all rights reserved, all rights reserved, something like that. Yeah, so that's how it's done. Copyright date. So here we're trying to fetch. So here we are trying to fetch the current. We're trying to fetch the current um, year, the current year of the timestamp. Okay, so if I try to refresh, you see. Okay, okay, okay. So here we are. Let me leave out some spacing so that it looks attractive. Okay, so we have copyright 2023 with levels dim or rights reserved. You see, rather than updating on each and every year to say, okay, we have entered the new year, so I would have to update this. So this is how it's done. Okay, so this is just the date function. Now there's also another function which which is called mk time, no, which is called str to time. So um let's say in an instance whereby you want to display the date of tomorrow, you want to display like the date of tomorrow, in just like using the human natural language there, the human natural language there. How do you do that? Well, okay, so we do have a function which is called str to time. Str to time. Let's say you want to display the date of today at the same time. So how is it going to be like tomorrow when it's yeah, how is it going to be like tomorrow at this same time as at now as at now? Okay, let's do that. So we could just say let's get the day of tomorrow. So how is it going to be? Yeah, so let's get the date of tomorrow to be precisely the date. So D is for date. Day. Let's just say D is for date, and then I'm going to get to say I'm just going to say you call the str to time function here, str to time function, and then you just say tomorrow, tomorrow. And then, so now we want to get the date of tomorrow. You see, we want to get the date of tomorrow. So how do we do that? So what you can just do here is, let's just say echo. You call it the date function, which does the date formatting, and then we say a comma d for this one, date the day of tomorrow. No, sorry, it's supposed to be d. Yeah, the date of tomorrow. So tomorrow to be on the 20th here. So if we so here we say D of tomorrow. What is it going to be like? So today it's 19. So here it's displaying 20, which is okay. So what if we want to get uh, the day of next Sunday, like next Sunday? Let's say so from here we could just put type in next Sunday, next Sunday. So, like I said, we use this str to time PHP function to convert uh, the date, to format the date from the human format into the actual standard date. Okay, so let's get the next Sunday. What's going to be the day next Sunday? So next Sunday is going to be on the 23rd, which is okay. Yeah. So for now, we're just going to end from here on PHP date function. So let's meet in the next episode. Before I could go, I would I'm going to leave this link in the description where you're going to get the full reference about the PHP dates in here from W3 schools, which is a good source of it's a good source of learning of advancing your web development skills. You can be using W3 School. 3 Schools is a very good resource, to be precisely. And see you in the next episode, guys. Cheers.